Slide 1. Purpose of NDT at the location. At this location, non-destructive testing, or NDT, is carried out to assess the structural integrity of specific building sections. This ensures the structure remains in good condition and safe for use. It also helps to detect any early signs of material degradation or weaknesses before major damage occurs. Slide 2. NDT methods and equipment used. We used several NDT methods at the site. The rebound hammer was used to test surface hardness. Capacitance electrical impedance helped assess resistivity. We also used digital microscopes to inspect microcracks and a resistivity meter to evaluate corrosion potential. Slide 3. NDT methods and equipment used. We used the rebound hammer for surface hardness, electrical impedance to check resistivity, a digital microscope for crack inspection, and a resistivity meter to assess corrosion potential. Lastly, the site is secure and away from main roads, minimizing disturbances and ensuring low risk to students and staff during testing.
Rebound hammer test. A rebound hammer is a simple tool used to check how strong and hard the surface of concrete is without damaging it. Electrical impedance of capacitance. The electrical impedance of a capacitor is like how much it resists the flow of an AC, alternating current. Digital microscope/optical microscope quality control to observe and measure the growth and characteristics of cracks in various materials. Resistivity meter. A resistivity meter, also known as a concrete resistivity meter or surface resistivity meter, is an electronic device used to measure the electrical resistivity of concrete. Now, I'll briefly walk through the results of the tests conducted. 1. Moisture test. We began with moisture testing. The floor showed an average moisture content of 3.54%, while the wall recorded a slightly higher average of 3.66%. Both readings are within acceptable limits, indicating no major signs of dampness. 2. Thermal conductivity test. Next. For the thermal conductivity test, the floor surface temperature averaged 32.14 DEGC, and the walls slightly higher at 32.42 DEGC. These values are typical and suggest there are no significant insulation problems in the building materials. 3. Resistivity test. In the resistivity test, we found that the floor had an average reading of 270.55 Kn/cm, whereas the wall showed a higher resistivity at 364.8 Kn/cm. This implies the wall material may be denser or more resistant to moisture transmission. 4. Rebound hammer test. For the rebound hammer test, 2 locations on the floor were tested. The first location had a higher average of 41.3, and the second a slightly lower average of 37.1. These results reflect adequate concrete surface hardness and suggest that the structure still retains good strength. 5. Crack monitoring test. Lastly, in the crack monitoring test, visible structural cracking was observed. Although it appears minor at this stage, continuous monitoring is advised to ensure it doesn't develop into a serious structural issue. That concludes the summary of our testing results.
For the moisture test, floor moisture averaged 3.54%, while wall moisture was slightly higher at 3.66%, peaking at 7.5%. This suggests possible damp spots. We recommend checking for leaks, applying waterproofing, and improving ventilation if needed, end quote. Floor and wall temperatures were around 32 degrees Celsius, which is normal. No action is needed now, but we'll keep monitoring for any insulation or heat issues. Close pause. Rebound readings averaged 41.3 and 37.1, with the lowest at 33, still above the danger level. We'll continue regular monitoring and use further testing for areas below 35. Wall resistivity is high, indicating good condition. Floor resistivity varies, with some low spots. We'll inspect those areas, apply surface treatments if needed, and do core sampling where necessary. Cracks were found and are being monitored with a digital gauge. We'll track changes regularly, and if they grow or exceed 0.3 millimeters, further action like sealing or expert review will be taken.